Zampola and welcome to today's special radio talk show, Voices of Bhutan. I am your host Chetan Singh and today we will be discussing about a very interesting topic, which is what makes Bhutan unique in modern world. In a world where countries are rapidly modernizing and chasing economic growth, Bhutan continues to stand out through its values, culture, environmental protection and focus on happiness. To explore this topic, we have four wonderful panel members with us today. Kuso Zambola, everyone, and thank you for joining us. So please introduce yourself.
Kuzapala, I am Sonam Zamo.
It's my pleasure to be here, and I am Sonam Dolkar.
Thank you for having me here. I am Jimmy Pardon.
It is my honor to be here, and I am Sonam Chikovi.
Thank you so much for introducing yourself. Now let us begin with something Bhutan is famous for around the world. Cross-national happiness, also known as GNH. Now, Ms. Sonam Chikiwamo, can you tell us how GNH makes our Bhutan unique?
Thank you for your question. I believe Bhutan is unique because it measures progress not only through economic development, but mainly through well-being and happiness of the people. While many countries focus mainly on GDP, Bhutan has introduced cross-national happiness to balance economic growth with mental well-being, culture, environmental conservation, and good governance. A good example is Careful Mindfulness City project. Although it is designed to promote economic growth and international investment, the project mainly focuses on mindfulness, sustainability, green spaces, and well-being of the people. Schools and communities also teach values such as compassion, respect, and emotional well-being. This shows that Bhutan cares about the quality of life, not just wealth.
That is very true. Happiness is something every country talk about, but Bhutan has made it part of country's policy. My second question is, do you think that our young Buddhist citizens still value GNS principles?
Yes, although social media has changed lifestyles, many young Bhutanese still appreciate the true meaning of peace, community relationships, and balanced living. However, we must continue educating our youth about the true meaning of happiness beyond social media and material success.
Thank you so much for your answer. Now let us move on to another important aspect, which is Buddhist culture and tradition. So, Ms. Sonam Dolkar, what makes Buddhist culture special in modern world?
So thank you for your question. So what makes Buddhist culture special is that it is still alive and real in our daily lives, and it is not just in museum and on holidays. Now let me share a small story. Last month, I was walking from home to school, and during that time, there was an old woman who was struggling to carry a heavy bag of rice. And then, without thinking, two of my friends and we ran towards her to help her. And then she smiled and said, "Tashidele children, you always have kind hearts." So that is our culture, helping others without being asked, respecting elders without being told. In many modern countries, people live alone and barely know their neighbors. But in Bhutan, we still know everyone in our village. We still share food during festivals and we still bow a little when we meet our teachers. So my personal opinion about this is that our culture is special because it is not just about dress and dance, but it is also about how we treat each other. And in a busy modern world, that kindness is very rare and precious.
That is a very important point. So, what young people think is our tradition and culture is too old-fashioned. So, what would you say to them?
I understand why some young people feel that way, and I used to feel the same way sometimes. And when I see cool videos on TikTok and Instagram wearing Go and Kira, it kind of feels strange. So let me again share one of the story. So last year, my school had a cultural program, and I was asked to perform a dance, like folk dance, in my kira, and I felt shy and a bit old-fashioned. But during the performance, my little sister, she was like watching from the crowd, and after the dance, she ran towards me and she complimented to me, saying that I looked like princess. So that moment, it changed something in me. Like I realized that culture is not old, but it is ours. And just because something is traditional, it does not mean that it is bad. So our grandparents wore the same clothes and they were very strong and also wise and happy. So my personal opinion on this is that you can be modern and still love your culture. You can wear jeans at home and go to the temple. And you can use the internet and speak your mother tongue. So culture, it should not be a cage. It is beautiful gift from our parents and grandparents, and we should not just throw it away because it looks different from what we see on your phone. So that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Samandolkar. You have answered beautifully, and I appreciate that you value our culture and tradition. Now, let us talk about Bhutan's environment. So, now, Mr. Michike, every one of us know that Bhutan is well known for our environment and for protecting our nature. So, would you like to share us why it is significant for us?
Thank you for your question. Bhutan is one of the few carbon negative countries in the world, which means our forests absorb more carbon dioxide than the country produces. This shows Bhutan's long-term commitment towards the environmental conservation. In many parts of the world, rapid industrialization has caused pollution and climate problems. Bhutan, however, tries to develop the sustainability while protecting rivers, mountains, forests, and wildlife. Personally, I feel very proud that our country values nature so deeply. When I see clean rivers, green mountains, and fresh air, I realize how lucky we are as Bhutanese people. I think protecting the environment is not only about saving trees or animals, it is about protecting our future and the well-being of the next generation.
That is truly inspiring. So, I want to ask, how can ordinary people can contribute to the environmental conservation of the country?
I would say even simple actions matter. Planting trees, reducing waste, avoiding littering, and respecting the nature. Environmental protection is not only the government's responsibility, every individual citizen has a role to play. In my opinion, some people think that small actions do not make a difference. But if every person becomes responsible, the impact can be huge. I believe young people especially should be role model in protecting the nature because the future of Bhutan's natural beauty depends on us.
Thank you so much for your answer, for sharing us how to protect and conserve our beautiful nature and environment of the country. Now, let us move to the final discussion point. And till now, thank you for tuning with us. Now, last point is about youth and modernization. Now, Mr. Namzamu, you know that our Bhutan is rapidly changing due to technology and globalization. So, with the rapid change, how can Buddhist young people preserve Bhutan's uniqueness?
Thank you, host. I'm delighted to share my thoughts. So, I think Buddhist youth play a very important role in shaping the future of our country. And today, young people are connected to the world through the internet and social media. And this gives us more opportunity to learn and grow. But it also creates challenges because we may slowly forget our own culture and identity. In my opinion, young people can preserve Burmese uniqueness by respecting our tradition, speaking our local languages, wearing Go and Kira proudly, and participating in community and religious activities. And we should also use technology wisely, not let it control our values and lifestyle. Personally, I feel proud to be Bhutanese because our culture teaches us respect, kindness, and happiness. Even if we become modern and globally connected, we should never forget where we come from.
That is a powerful message for all the Bhutanese. So, do you think that Bhutan can balance tradition and modernization successfully?
Yes, I truly believe Bhutan can achieve that balance. We should welcome progress, education, and innovation, but at the same time protect the culture and values that make Bhutan special and unique to the world.
Thank you so much to all our wonderful panelists out here, and thank you for sharing your wonderful ideas and thoughts and making our show wonderful. Thank you so much. Today, we discussed how Bhutan remains unique through gross national happiness, cultural preservation, environmental conservation, and the role of youth in balancing modernization with tradition. Bhutan may be a small country, but its values and vision continues to inspire the world. As Bhutanese citizens, it is our responsibility to protect what makes our country special while moving confidently towards the future. Thank you for tuning with us, and this is Chetan signing off. Have a good day and Katin Chela. Tashidale.